Have you ever imagined boarding a subway train and suddenly a strange smell begins to spread? And within minutes, people are collapsing, gasping for breath, eyes burning, and death is everywhere. This isn't fiction. It happened in Tokyo on March 20th, 1995, in one of the most shocking terrorist attacks of the 20th century. Behind this chaos was not a politifaction, but a cult, Aum Shinrikyo. Aum Shinrikyo was founded by a man named Shoko Asahara, blind in one eye and partially sighted in the other. He presented himself as the reincarnation of Buddha, Christ, and Shiva. He promised his followers spiritual elevation and survival in the coming apocalypse. His vision: a world cleansed by destruction, where only the faithful would remain. What began as a meditation group soon became a lethal machine. Attracted thousands of followers, including scientists, doctors, and engineers. Using the intellect of these members, the cult began developing chemical and biological weapons, something far beyond the typical image of a religious group. Shoko Asahara believed that a great war was imminent, and that he had been chosen to initiate it. He interpreted sacred texts to justify violence, preaching that killing non-believers was a form of salvation, a dangerous combination of mysticism, manipulation, and megalomania. Before the subway attack, Aum had already tested its capabilities. In 1994, they released sarin gas in a residential area of Matsumoto, killing 8 people and injuring over 200. But no one imagined the group would dare to strike in the heart of the Japanese capital. On the morning of March 20th, 1995, 5 members of OM boarded different subway lines in Tokyo. Each carried plastic bags filled with liquid sarin, wrapped in newspapers. When the trains approached busy stations, they pierced the bags with sharpened umbrella tips and exited the trains. What followed was pure horror. Sarin, an extremely toxic nerve agent, quickly began to affect those nearby. Within seconds, passengers were coughing, convulsing, and collapsing. The emergency services were overwhelmed. Hospitals didn't even know what they were dealing with. In total, 13 people died, and over 6,000 were affected, many with lasting damage to their nervous systems. The city was paralyzed. The attack showed the terrifying power of a cult with scientific knowledge and absolute obedience to a leader. The investigations led to one of the largest police operations in Japanese history. Dozens of cult members were arrested. The Aum headquarters was raided, and there they found more sarin, explosives, weapons, and plans for even more deadly attacks. Shoko Asahara was captured, tried, and sentenced to death. His trial lasted years and revealed a terrifying level of planning and indoctrination. In 2018, he was executed by hanging, along with several of his main followers. Even after the fall of its leader, Aum Shinrikyo didn't completely disappear. It rebranded under another name. Elephant still exists in some parts of Japan under close government surveillance. This raises an alarming question. How many other cults are operating in the shadows? The case of Aum Shinrikyo reveals something profound and disturbing. Faith, when manipulated, can become a weapon, and behind every charismatic leader, there may be a dark agenda waiting to surface. It also shows that extremism is not always dressed in military uniforms or radical political speeches. Sometimes it comes clothed in white robes, speaking of peace and salvation, while preparing gas to kill innocents. And when science is placed at the service of fanaticism, the consequences can be catastrophic. The Tokyo attack reminds us that knowledge without ethics can become terror. We also need to reflect on why people join such movements. Often, it's not about evil, but about the search for meaning, for belonging, for answers in a confusing world. And therein lies the danger. A mind seeking answers is fertile ground for manipulation. The tragedy of Aum Shinrikyo isn't just about the sarin gas. It's about how far humans can go when blinded by a distorted belief, and about how easily we can lose our moral compass in the name of something greater. Today, Tokyo is safe again, but the memory of March 20th, 1995 still lingers in the air like a silent scar, a reminder that evil can wear the mask of enlightenment. And in the end, the most terrifying cults are not the loudest. They are the ones that whisper in the dark, offering salvation while planting death. Did you find this story disturbing? Then leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss more fragments of the mind, where we reveal what many prefer